Welcome, let's get started. So, just standing at the top of your mat, feet are hip width apart, softening through your knees. So today is all about awareness. So we're going to be focusing on the awareness of your body in space and awareness of that alignment. So just tucking your chin down to lengthen the back of your neck, creating that space between the vertebrae there. And just take a few deep breaths now. And I want you to be fully aware of your spine right now. So fully aware of that nice natural S shape of your spine. And as you breathe, you're taking that breath down from the back of your neck all the way down to the very base of your spine and then reaching it back up again. So just take a couple of breaths like that now, nice and deep. And just one more deep breath. Wonderful. We're just going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling, clasping your hands back behind and open through the chest. And just take a couple more deep breaths now, but looking up towards the ceiling. So deep breath in. And as you exhale, just start to tilt forwards from your hips, tucking the head down. Inhale, soften your knees and rising back up. And again, exhale, hinging forwards and down, tucking in the head, just watching your knees don't collapse in as you do this. You can reach the arms overhead if you wish. And inhale to rise all the way back up. Reach with your arms. And as you exhale, sweep and swing the arms now. And again, exhale, lower. One more, hold at the top. And we exhale, hinging forwards and down now. So fold, tucking in the crown of the head. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. Oh, this mat keeps rolling up. Pushing back into downward dog, hips up and back. Space between your shoulders and your ears. Slowly floating forwards into a plank position and coming down onto your knees. Make sure your shoulders and wrists are aligned as we exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and roll your shoulders. And exhale, child pose. Sit back into your heels, stretching through. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, push back into downward dog. So lifting your hips up and back. Bending your knees and either big step or walking your feet back in towards the hands. Folding forwards. Soften through your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up. Clasping your hands back behind you. As you exhale, take a deep breath in here. And exhale, start to hinge forwards again, folding down, tucking in the head. Inhale to rise. So this is like clearing through the sinuses here as well. Exhale, hinge forwards and down, tuck in the head. Soften your knees and inhale, rise, releasing your arms. Sweep and swing. Let go with the breath, so as you come down, let go. Holding at the top. And we exhale, hinge forwards and down again, tucking in the crown and the head, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Stepping back into your downward dog, hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears. Floating forwards into plank. Coming down on your knees again, shoulders and wrists aligned as you exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and squeeze, rolling your shoulders. And exhale, child pose. So sit back again into your heels and stretch. Nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, push back into downward dog, lifting your hips up and back. Bending your knees, and again, step or walk your feet back into the centre. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up. One more time, so just clasping your hands back behind. Take a nice deep breath in here. exhale, hinging forward, so soften those knees, tuck the nose down. Inhale to rise, nice and slow and controlled. Exhale, folding forwards and down again. Softening your knees and inhale, rising up again. Extending through your arms. And exhale, sweep and swing. So really connecting the movement with the breath as much as you can. So exhale, let go with the breath. Inhale to rise, one more time. Hold at the top. And exhale, hinging forwards and down. So soften, fold, bringing your belly towards the thighs. And on this one, just take a flat back extension. So inhale, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, fold forwards and down again. Stepping back into downward dog, hips up and back. Float yourself forwards into your plank, shoulders over the wrists. And this time, if you want to, you can keep your knees off the ground. Lower halfway in chaturanga and inhale, lift and squeeze into up dog. So that's with your thighs and knees off the ground. And exhale back into child pose. So sit back into your heels and stretch. On your next exhale, pushing back into downward dog, lifting your hips. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the centre. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen your spine again, flat back extension. Take a real deep breath in, right to the base of your spine, and exhale, folding forwards and down. Soften your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up. And exhale, clasping your hands one last time around the back and opening through your chest, rolling your shoulders back and down. Wonderful. For this next bit, we can bring our feet a little bit closer together if you want to, or you can keep them hip width apart still. So feet together, hands in a prayer position over heart centre. And as you exhale, just sit down into intense pose. So the weight is in the heels, lifting through your chest, lengthening through your spine. So you want to make sure that these knees stay back so they don't go further forward than the toes, and lifting your chest. So you might feel a little bit of tension across your back here. If it feels too intense, then just come up a little bit higher, but try and stay with it as much as you can to create that strength there. Good, so just a nice deep breath here, feeling that stretch, feeling that work. And then when you're ready, we're going to extend your arms overhead, sink down just a little bit further and just retract those shoulders back a little bit. Take a few more deep breaths for me. And when you're ready, we're going to slide your right leg back into a lunge. Reaching your arms this time up. You can reach back if you can, sinking your hips down nice and low. Squeeze and hold, and watching that that front knee doesn't collapse in, so keeping it wide. Slowly and gently releasing your hands down either side of that front leg. Right hand to the ground and extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. And try and reach that top arm back to where you can. Good. Slowly and gently releasing hands down. Push back into downward dog. Sitting your hips up and back. Floating forwards into plank, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, knees on or off the ground. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Squeeze and open your heart centre. And this time we're going straight back into downward dog, so lifting your hips up and back. And see if you can lift your right leg in the air, pressing the left heel down towards the ground. And as you do, just bend the leg and try and open that hip a little bit further if possible. And on your next breath, we're going to sweep that leg through and plant it down on the ground. See if you can slowly rise back up, sinking down into the legs, retracting those shoulders again, breathing into it, squeezing the buttock on the back leg, and just take a few deep breaths there. Nice deep breaths. On your next breath, slowly releasing the hands down. So your left hand this time, palm to the ground, and extending your right arm up as you sink the hips down. You can look up towards the hand, or if that hurts your neck, just look down towards the ground. Taking one last deep breath here and slowly releasing your hands. We're going to step your feet back into the centre, folding forward, so feet together or hip width apart. Choose what feels right for you. Soften through your knees and bring your hands back over your heart centre, so sinking down into your legs. Try and distribute the weight evenly between your feet. And make sure you can wiggle your toes, so your weight should be in the heels in this position. Take another deep breath, and as you do, extending your arms overhead, retracting those shoulders, breathing deeply into it to where you can. And this time we're going to step your left foot back. So left leg goes back into that lunge again. So reaching up, breathing into it, squeeze that buttock on the back leg. Wonderful. So it's going to feel like, haven't we just done this? Yes, we have. So we're going to do it all over again now on both sides. Breathe and hold. And on your next breath, we slowly hinge forwards, reaching your hands down, left hand to the ground and extending your right arm. Breathe and hold. Slowly and gently releasing that hand down. Push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Floating forwards into your plank, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale halfway. Inhale, push up and through, squeeze. And exhale back into downward dog. So just like we did on the other side, we're coming into a three-legged down dog. So lifting your left leg high in the air. Pressing that hip up. Bending the leg and open through the hip to where you can. Nice deep breaths, pushing that knee up and back. And on your next breath, sweep the leg through, planting it down. Wonderful. And again, rising up on this side, so sinking down into that lunge. Retract the shoulders. And just opening your heart centre up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breaths here. Just staying strong in those legs. Oop. Slowly and gently releasing your hands down. Right hand to the ground as we extend that left arm now. So breathe as you open. Lunging low in those legs. And gently release. Hands come down. Sliding that foot in so that both your feet can be together in the centre. Folding forwards. Just relax the shoulders and the jaw there for a moment. And gently sitting down into intense pose. Reach your hands just to the heart centre and the weight is into the heels. Nice deep breath there to where you can. Good. And slowly rising all the way up this time. Squeeze and extend and exhale, releasing your hands back behind you and open through your chest. Just rolling the shoulders back and down. Wonderful. I'm going to turn my mat around this way for this next bit. So we're going to continue with some standing poses. So feet nice and wide. You're going to turn your right toes towards the right wall and your left heel out, coming into warrior two. So a nice wide stance with your legs, extension through your arms and sinking down deep into those legs. Try and widen through the arms as if you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together and sinking deep down into the legs. Now just take a few really deep breaths here. You may feel a bit of a stretch going on here and definitely some work going on there. So come up higher if that feels too intense, but try and use the breath to allow yourself to ease into this pose, to create that movement, a flow of energy. Good. And from here, we're going to reach up and back into Sun Warrior. So we're going to extend the arm overhead, and the back arm, we're going to wrap it around if we can. See if you can feel round for the thigh as you sink down a little bit further into the legs. Now I'm going to say something here about what we eat, our diets. If you have a lot of processed sugar in your diet, then you may find flexibility is difficult. So you might want to, if you reduce your intake of processed sugars and increase your intake of water, you may find that your flexibility improves as you try this. From here, we're slowly going to release back into Warrior Two and slowly straighten your legs. Good. Pushing the hip away, releasing your right hand down onto the right thigh and extending that left arm. And just looking up towards the top hand. If that is too much for your neck, then just looking down towards the ground. Just breathe and hold there. It's where you can. Nice deep breaths. Staying strong in the legs. Strong with your breathing. And trying to reach that top arm around. Now again, let's see if we can wrap this arm around the back and roll that top shoulder just a little bit further. Wonderful. And we have a new move on here, so we're going to slowly rise up. Legs are still straight, but see if you can revolve. So we're bringing the left arm forward, the right arm back, and looking back behind you. Now, if you need to, you can bring the back foot in a tiny bit closer so that it's not getting away from you. Hand to the ground or hand to the shin or the ankle, and open, looking back behind you. Now, if you want a prop, you could put a brick under your hand here to stabilise yourself, just to lift up. And again, see if you can wrap that arm around to where you can. Good, just take a deep breath here for me. Slowly releasing both hands down over the front thigh and just bringing your nose down towards the knee. If you want to, you can release the hands off the floor, holding around your calf, or to stabilise yourself, you can bring the hands down. So choosing what feels right for you at this time. Slowly and gently, we're going to bend into this right leg. Bring your hands to the front, sinking the hips down deep, and walking your hands over to the other side. Just coming down deep into the leg there. Breathe into it. And then aligning your feet on this side into your Warrior Two position. Oh, I'm not using this mat again. Not for this anyway. Slowly bring your hand onto your thigh and rise up. Wonderful. So we're going for Warrior Two on this side now. So extending through your arms. Make sure that your feet are aligned so your heels are nice and aligned on there. And sinking down into your legs. Lift for your chest. Relaxing your shoulders and your jaw. A nice 90-degree angle with that front thigh. Breathing into it. Nice deep breaths. Stay with it. So you see how grounded you're feeling through your legs right now. Do you feel like you are rooted into the earth? Does this feel stable for you? Or is there any area that feels unsteady, unstable? Just try and breathe and hold for a moment. And then when you're ready, Sun Warrior. So we're reaching up and back, open through the body and sink down into the legs just a little bit further. Try and relax that shoulder down and away. You can look past the armpit as well, so just breathing into it, nice and deep. Stay strong with the breath. And if you want to, just seeing if we can wrap that arm around and sink down even further into it. Breathe and hold. Just being aware of how that feels here. If it's too intense, then come up a little bit higher. Don't hurt yourself. Wonderful. Slowly coming back into your Warrior Two position. Watching that knee doesn't try and come out of this. And then when you're ready, straightening your legs. Good. So we're pushing the hip away, releasing the fingertips down, pressing this hip up towards the ceiling as much as you can. Breathe and hold there, reaching that top shoulder back. So either looking down towards the ground, or you can look up towards the ceiling. Just breathing and holding there, pressing the hips up and back. Stay strong with the breath. And when you're ready, you can wrap that top arm around. Try and reach back a little bit further. Nice and deep with the breath. Wonderful. One last deep breath on there. Good. And then slowly coming back up so the legs are straight. We're going to reach up and back. And as you exhale, like a cartwheel, revolve and bring it around. So again, if that back foot is getting away from you, you might just want to bring it in a tiny bit closer. Hand to the ground or reaching for the shin and revolve. And again, just wrapping that arm around the back, rolling the shoulder back, breathing into it. And you can look down if that's starting to hurt your neck at all, or you can try and reach round. And on your next breath, just releasing those hands down, bring your nose down towards the knee. So again, you can release and hold around the calf, but if that feels a bit unstable, just bringing your hands down, bringing the nose down towards the knee. Nice deep breaths. Slowly and gently just softening that knee from there. Bring your hands back round to the front. We're going to just straighten your legs, toes turn in and heels out, and fold forwards and down from there. Just tucking in the head, bend at your elbows and relax. One last deep breath here and slowly releasing your fingertips down. We're going to walk your feet back into the centre. Feet are about hip width apart. Hands to shins. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up to standing. And exhale, clasping your hands back behind, opening through your chest, just rolling your shoulders back and down, tucking in the chin and breathe. Well done. Okay, we're going to try a standing balance on this next one. So it includes a little bit of a stretch as well. So we're going to place your right leg over your left thigh. So see if we can do that to start with, bringing the knee as wide as you can. Hands in a prayer position, and just hold that position for now, just for a moment. Just see how that easy is for you. So soften in your left knee so that you can hold that position. Now try and make sure that you're not resting the ankle on your knee directly, just slightly above, if possible. Woo. You know, doing this on a carpeted floor is not as easy as it looks. We're going to sink your hips down and back to where you can. So try and reach back with your hips and breathe. So you might start to feel this stretch increasing here in the buttocks. Lift for the chest, breathe and hold. So just stay for a moment now if you can. Nice deep breaths. Just stay strong with the breath. Try and stay strong in the legs. And on your next breath, we're going to slowly rise up. Ooh, lift that leg. Now try this. We're going to see if we can come back into warrior three. If you're on carpeted floor, like me, this may be tricky. So just see what you can do, hinging forwards and lifting that back leg. Now, if you want more stability, you can extend the arms out to the side or keep them overhead. So just breathe and hold there for a moment. Oh dear. This is not going well, is it? This is real, it's raw. Slowly and gently release your fingertips down towards the ground and step that back foot in. Just soften your knees and rise all the way back up. And exhale, release. See, so even if you've been practicing yoga for years and years, sometimes there are things that can just hinder your ability to balance. But it's using our drishti, our focus, what we focus our attention in can bring us back. So even through life, if you have a wobble or things don't always go well straight away, you can still persevere with it. You can still keep going and trying. That's what I believe anyway. So feet are hip width apart again. We're going to try that again on the other side. So softening through your knees. This time taking your left leg over the right, knee is wide. Just hold that position for a moment. Just breathing into it. Relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. And as you exhale now, we're going to start to sink down. Keep your chest lifted as you go down, sinking the hips. Breathing into it. Stay nice and strong. Try and bring that knee as wide as you can to increase that stretch. Nice deep breaths. Excellent. Just try and sink a little bit further if you can. Now we're going to try and see if we can rise ourselves back up. Oh, it's better on this side. Reach the leg and extend forward. So sometimes when your body's been through this once, you know where to go. Makes it a lot easier, she says. So if you're like me and the balance is a little bit off right now, just laugh at yourself. It's fine. Come back to it when you're ready. Extend, and remember, if you want extra stability, you can come out with the arms and extend that leg. Breathe and hold to where you can. Think about that drishti, your focus. Where is your attention? Where energy flows, well, where attention goes, energy flows. Good. Reaching your fingertips down and step that back foot in. Soften through your knees and inhale, rising all the way up. Palms together and squeeze, and exhale, clasping your hands back behind and open through your chest, rolling your shoulders back and down. Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to move the mat back around to the front, if we can. Here we go. We've almost got it there. Okay, so from this position, just bring yourself back into downward dog for a moment. Okay. So hands are shoulder width apart. We're going to lift your hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears, and just hold your downward dog for a moment. Just breathing into it. Slowly and gently just floating forwards into a plank position, shoulders over the wrists, knees on or off the ground as you exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. I'm going to let you stay in child pose for a moment, so just taking your knees nice and wide, sit back into your heels and just stretch for a moment. Tuck in the crown of the head. If you want to, you can reach your arms back behind you, or you can even tuck your arms inside if that feels nice and comfortable for you. I must say, I do find that quite comfortable like that. We're going to push back into downward dog, so lifting your hips up and back again. And see if you can lift your right leg in the air. Squeeze and lift. Bend the knee and see if you can just bring the leg in and lay it down on the ground in front of you. And we're taking your left leg back. So we're coming into a classic yoga pose, which is called pigeon pose. Now there's different options. If that's too much on your knee, you can just sit down on the hip instead. If you want more, you can bring the leg out wider and roll that top hip over. But again, just monitor how that feels on your knee and taking the left leg back. Roll the shoulders back and down and just hold in this position. Now for some, if you have been working with yoga for a while now, you might want to take this further by bending your left leg. Take a hold of that foot with your left hand and let your hip sink down further. If you want even more, you can extend your right arm high, open through the chest and breathe. But if right now that feels a little bit too intense, then just release and stay here in this position. There is no competition, just you and yourself. That's all it needs to be. And this is just stretching through the psoas muscles. That's quite a deep muscle that you would call your hip flexor. It attaches at the hip. It can sometimes be weaker or tight based on different activities, or sometimes from sitting down for long periods of time. And we'll also get a stretch through the buttock as well, through the glutes and down the side there. Very slowly and gently, just extend yourself forwards and down. Come down on your elbows and bring your forehead towards the ground. And if it feels okay, you can start to slide down even further. So the aim is that you're trying to get the heel towards the groin as deep as you can, as close as you can. And just take a few deep breaths here, just relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Take one last deep breath and slowly walk your hands back in. Wonderful. We're going to sit down onto this hip and bring your left leg around the top. Now try this. We've got your right leg on the ground. Can you place your left foot just up on top? That's it. We're just coming into a modified lotus pose. So this, again, you should feel around this sort of area. Lengthen through your spine, roll the shoulders back and down and just breathe into where you feel that. Now if you've got quite a bony foot, you might want to put something underneath there, or if you don't feel you've got the flexibility, you can let your foot out there. Don't worry if your knee is up here somewhere, okay? It takes time for flexibility to appear. We're just going to slowly fold forwards to where we can. So just bringing yourself down, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Just take one last deep breath there and slowly walking your hands back towards you. We're going to place your hands back behind you, untangle your legs and see if you can push your hips up towards the ceiling, rolling the shoulders back and really open through the chest. So just breathe and hold there. And slowly bringing yourself back down. Now there's two ways you can get around. We can cross over the legs and rock forwards, or just bring yourself up onto all fours. Pushing back into downward dog, hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears. Slowly float forwards into a plank position. Knees on or off the ground as we exhale lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward dog, lifting your hips up and back. So this time we're taking your left leg in the air, pressing your right heel down towards the ground as you extend that leg. Bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest and lay down on the ground. So coming into pigeon this time on the left side. So adjust your foot wider if that feels okay for you. Or remember, if it's too much on the knee, then just come into more of a 90 degrees angle. Whatever works for you best at this time. Rolling the shoulders back and down, lengthen through your spine. Just trying to allow your hips to sink a little bit further into the ground. Nice deep breaths. And again, if you want more, you can take a hold of that back leg, open through the chest, and even more of an extension, you can reach the fingertips up. You can place yourself in the Guru Mudra as well. So just bringing your next finger and your thumb together as you open, sinking down. Or if you'd rather, you can just release that and stay here. But walk your hands back towards you as close as you can so you can create a crescent shape with your back. And on your next breath, we're going to slowly fold down towards the ground. So from here, just see if you can extend out, bringing your forehead down towards the ground. So with each breath, you're just trying to let your body relax a little bit further each time. It's a really beneficial movement, this is, for your hips. And our hips govern our flexibility for direction in life. So if you've got quite stiff hips, maybe you aren't quite flexible in what direction you're taking. Whereas when we allow that flexibility, it means we're a little bit more adaptable to changes within life. Slowly and gently walking your hands back up. We're going to sit down on this hip and bringing your right leg around. So extension through that left leg, so a 90-degree angle if you can, and right leg sits on top. Sitting up nice and tall and lengthen through your spine. Good. So just again, try and feel that through the buttocks. Use props if you need to, so you can place a blanket under that foot or a bolster under this knee if it's feeling a little bit difficult to hold the position. Just doing what you can, breathing into the space. Just take a couple of deep breaths, sat up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, just start to hinge forwards to where you can, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Breathe. Slowly and And gently walking yourself back in. You're going to walk the hands back behind you. Untangle your legs. So feet are hip width apart, and again just lifting your hips, rolling the shoulders back, open through the chest. Nice deep breaths. Wonderful. Slowly lowering yourself back down towards the ground. I'm just going to turn slightly sideways on. Now we're just going to work with a little bit of core. So lift and lengthen through your spine, just slowly tilting back, and see if you can bring your feet up off the ground. Now if that's enough for you, stay here and just releasing your hands either side. If you want more, try and extend the legs a little bit further, or fully extend the legs, lift through your chest, lengthen and hold. So just relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe and hold into this position as much as you can. Nice deep breaths. So use the breath for stamina here to allow you to stay. You might be feeling it in your hips as well, so just breathe. And one last deep breath there, and slowly release and relax. Okay, we're going to roll down onto the ground now. So I'm going to go back a little bit further so you can see more. So we're going to slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Good. Arms down by your side, walking your feet in hip width apart. And see if you can peel your pelvis up off the floor, clasping your hands underneath and tucking your shoulders under. So just squeeze and hold there. So you're working through the back of the body now, feeling that work, squeezing the buttocks. Try and tuck the chin down to lengthen the back of your neck as you lift the hips. So it's really opening through the front of the body now. Just being aware of how that feels as you breathe. Nice deep breaths. Taking one last deep breath here, and slowly release and lowering your hips back down. Bring your knees in towards your chest and give them a squeeze. We're just going to rock around one way and then back the other way. Good. So we're just going to come into some gentle moves then now. Just a bit more of a stretch and a twist, just releasing any tension that may have accumulated. Slowly releasing your feet down onto the ground. Extending your arms. And just see if you can wrap your left leg over the right leg. And we're going to drop your legs over to the right and turn your head to the left. Try and keep both the shoulder blades down onto the ground. And feel that stretch all down the side of your body. You may feel that stretch, releasing any tension around your lower back, maybe in the back of your shoulder or even in the front part of your shoulder as well. Tucking the chin down to lengthen the back of the neck. One last deep breath here, and slowly bringing your knees back through to the centre. And we're going to swap over the other side. So just changing over those legs, so wrapping the right over the left this time and taking those legs away. Turning your head the other way. And just making sure both your shoulder blades are on the ground. Nice deep breaths. Slowly and gently from there, bring your knees back through to centre, very, very carefully. We're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. Rock around again, just loosen up any tension. And see if you can find happy baby. So we're going to reach down for the soles of the feet. If that's too much, then reach for the shins or the ankles. And see if you can extend those legs up towards the ceiling and rest the back of the head down onto the ground. Just separating the legs just a little. Pushing your heels up towards the ceiling and pressing your back down into the ground. Just take a moment to hold here. Nice deep breaths. Just allow yourself to really focus on that breath now. Try and relax any tension around your arms. If your biceps are you're trying to hold on to tightly, just relax. And slowly and gently releasing your hands and your feet. Wonderful. Just take a moment, you can bring your knees together, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw to where you can. Good. Slowly and gently, we're just going to roll over onto one side. Bring yourself back up into the centre of your mat. And you can either stay on your knees or you can come back into downward dog. And we're just going to drop the chest and the chin down towards the ground and inhale, lift up into cobra. And just exhale, push back into child pose from there. And again, so move through chest and chin towards the ground. And inhale, lift. Exhale, fold again, back. One more time. Exhale through. Inhale to lift. This time just lower yourself down towards the ground and see if you can bend your legs. Can you take a hold of both of your legs or even just one at a time? Lift and extend and rock forward and back. Just tuck the chin down to lengthen the back of your neck. Just opening through the front of the body. And slowly and gently releasing your feet back down. Knees come wide. Just finish in that child pose now. So just sitting back and breathe. Slowly from there, just walking your hands back in towards you. Put your legs out in front and extend your legs fully. Just sitting up right up on your sit bones. Just shifting your buttocks. Inhale to extend and exhale to hinge forwards and down. So don't worry about reaching for your feet if just here is enough for you. Try and move forward before your legs start to lift, or if they're shaking, you're trying to push past your stretch reflex, so don't do that. Just try and relax into wherever you are, tucking the crown of the head down, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Just take a few deep breaths there, as this pose has a massaging effect on the internal organs. This can aid your digestion. So try and drink plenty of water after your practice. Take one last deep breath here and slowly and gently release. Place your hands back behind you, open the chest. You're going to bend one leg and see if you can lift your hips and roll the shoulders back. Just open through the body. Nice deep breaths. Slowly and gently release and relax. So I'm going to invite you now to find a comfortable position on the ground. We're going to just do a little bit of a meditation practice. We're going to do this with a little bit of sound, so bear with me. So for this meditation, we're going to be using a heart chakra singing bowl. So for this practice, all you need to do is lie down, to listen to the sound and allow it to take you on the journey that feels right for you, that feels good for you. Let's take that hair bubble out. Okay, so finding a nice comfortable position to lie down. And as you do, just take a moment to focus on your breathing, just the natural, normal breath. Just allow yourself to come into this space. And now just gradually begin to deepen each breath. Inhaling strongly and exhaling through your mouth completely. So allow that breath to be deep and meaningful. Really feel the movement of your body as you breathe. Just continue with that deep breath as much as you can as you listen to this singing bowl, to the sounds that you can hear. Nice deep breathing. Try and remember to breathe. Just slowing the breath down if it starts to make you feel a bit spaced out. But I want you now to see if you can visualize breathing in and out through your heart center. So through your heart space now, that inhale and exhale. Nice, clear, deep breaths. And as you do, just visualize through the sound of this singing bowl. Visualize a green spiral of energy opening out through the fronts and the back of your heart. Allow any emotion that comes through to be released through that deep breath. back to a natural, normal breath. Still breathing in and out through the heart chakra, anahata. Just feeling the vibrations of this singing bowl. The heart space, anahata, forgiveness, unconditional love, sometimes where heartbreak resides, or grief, sometimes fear or doubt. So through this vibration, we're bringing balance back to this center. Surrender to the sound. Allow it in. Allow the vibration to bring you into balance. Just surrender to it. Relax. Now just take a moment to focus on the heart center. And within your heart center, see if you can visualize a younger version of yourself. This is your inner child. This is the version of you that holds that unconditional love, the ability to forgive, that purity of heart, untarnished by worldly events, the purest version of your heart. And you are now open to that, connected back to it. anahata, in balance. Just see that inner child. What version of that child do you see? How do they appear to you? And just embrace that child now. Reconnect. And as you embody that through the vibration of the singing bowl, you've made that reconnection. And as this inner child resides within anahata, within your heart center, you can now integrate this child into your life, into the things that you do within each day. So just take a few deep breaths now with that embrace. And it is time now to reawaken, to re-energize, to bring ourselves back into this room. So just take 3 big deep breaths now. Maybe bring yourself an affirmation or an intention for your day. Something fulfilling and positive that you wish to manifest. And when you feel ready, just start to move and stretch. Coming back into this room. Well done. And when you feel wide awake, just sitting up and opening your eyes. But just taking your time, there is no hurry for this. And now we inhale, palms together, and exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining this class. Please do like and subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I will see you soon. Namaste.